Till we're done here. We've delayed everything actually so that we can have this announcement and this speech from Holly and this song that Holly's going to sing for us, and then afterwards I'll just give you a little bit more of what's going to happen in the day, and then we'll all head off. If you do need any accessibility stuff, please do come to the main stage. We have space here for that. We have high vis, and we've got ear defenders and anything else that you need. I received a XR Kitchen hot food now. I think Jamie just made that announcement. There's loads of hot food, so you can come and do that after you've heard Holly in just a moment. I had a voice note yesterday that was sent to me from Morgan, who obviously was sentenced 2 days ago, and a few things stuck with me. And I only heard it this morning as I was walking in the rain on my way back here. And he said the judge's fantasy that the UK government has adequate climate policies because 40% of the UK grid is renewable, when that is a tiny fraction of our emissions, made the action seem disproportionate to that judge. He lives in a fantasy world, he said, that judge. And I think when we think about what next and we think about what we have to do next, we should also think about what people's fantasy worlds are and what people's dreams are. And those are different for different age groups, for different people from different privileges and different backgrounds. And we need to think about that. And what's lovely about this assembly is we've got a chance for dialogue. He also said that his action, this disruption, was terrible because people were prevented from getting places. But he made it really clear that we have a choice between terrible options and more terrible options. And that choice has been made for us. And I think that's a really, really strong message that we can take away. And finally, he said something quite hopeful. He said it's perverse, but when the state punishes, it creates full-time employees, housed and fed by the state, but devoted totally to the movement. That's Morgan. And here I'm going to hand over to Holly, hand behind me to Holly, to speak about Marcus.
Thank you, Rob. So my name is Holly, and I'm the partner of Marcus, who, if you don't know about it, climbed the QE2 bridge back in October last year and hung a banner saying "Just Stop Oil" to give everyone yet another warning of what will come if we don't stop using fossil fuels. When Judge Collery finally sentenced Marcus to 2 years and 7 months and Morgan to 3 years in prison on Friday, he said, as you've heard, that their actions were disproportionate. He also said that it was not his duty to express any opinion on the cause, but to sentence within the law only. He said Marcus and Morgan felt themselves to be so important that, and I quote, "to hell with everyone else." And he looked directly at the news reporters as he said that. He said these men should be punished for what they did, and their sentence should act as a deterrent to anyone tempted to do anything similar. And finally, he said he had no reason to think that the last 6 months had made Marcus and Morgan any less committed to the cause. As if 6 months in prison might have convinced them that climate change isn't real. Well, I say, shame on you, Judge Collery. A few months before Marcus and Morgan put their bodies and their liberty on the line to try and save everybody from hell, the exact opposite to what the confused judge said, Pakistan experienced the worst flooding the country has ever known. Flooding caused undisputedly by climate change. Over 1,700 people died, and over 600 of those were children. Millions lost their homes and trillions of pounds were lost in the economy. The country will never be the same again. That is disruption. And that is just one example of disruption caused by the climate crisis and of people dying right now. And he used the word disproportionate. Where is your education, Judge Collery? Where is your history education, your geography education, your science education? And where are your morals, Judge Collery? It is not enough in your position of power and authority just to have an education in the law. Not your duty to express any opinion on the cause. I say you are wrong. This is not a cause. This is not a matter of opinion. This is a matter of life or death of the entire human species. This is collective suicide, and in not expressing an opinion, I say you are complicit with a genocidal, ecocidal government. This is a government which, when the Minister for Climate in Pakistan appealed directly to Britain to stick to their pledges of the Paris Agreement, ignored her. Well done, Judge Collery. On Friday, you had an ethical choice, and you chose to sit yourself boldly on the wrong side of history.
Shame!
Shame!
But on to Marcus and Morgan, which I have renamed them. I am, as ever, astounded at their resilience, their generosity, their cheerful spirits, their senses of humour, and their solid moral compass. I can speak more for Marcus because I speak to him most days. As a good friend recently said to me, the winners here are Chelmsford Prison because they have Marcus. He teaches people songs, he plays chess, he listens to everyone's stories, and he stays the most positive and principled person I've possibly ever met. But please don't put your energy into anger at their sentences. They wouldn't want you to. They are well, and they knew what they were doing. They did it to inspire. So be inspired, not angry. Continue to put your energy into working positively for change with active hope. Active hope means having a vision for what you want to see and working towards that vision. That's what keeps me going. It's what gets me up in the morning, not fighting against a system, but working towards a different system. A system that measures growth in well-being over gross domestic product. A system which slows down and moves at a human pace. A system which recognises that people are happier when they are helping other people. A system that works with nature and not against it. The COVID-19 pandemic gave us a dress rehearsal for the climate crisis. As dreadful as it was, we can learn so much from it. COVID proved that overnight we could make the changes necessary to save lives. We just have to do it again. But this time, it doesn't need to be called lockdown. My idea is, why don't we call it grounding? When we ground ourselves, things become clearer. When we are literally in touch with the ground itself, we can develop a food system that works for everybody. When aeroplanes and rockets are on the ground, the air is cleaner. I have a vision of a future of grounding, of people waking up and recognising what is important, of a slowing down. I quote one of Marcus's favourite phrases, which is, "Life is too short not to take the scenic route." I have a vision of free public transport, of a nationalised rail system, of bicycle paths prioritising roads, of trees prioritising buildings, of carers being valued over bankers, of art and culture being valued over advertising, of clean water available to everyone, and of air which is sweet to breathe. I can't make all of that happen myself, but we can, and it is having the vision that will enable us to do that. I have a dreamlike vision of Marcus and Morgan stepping out of prison into a transformed world, a little bit like Dorothy steps into Oz out of black and white and into colour. They step out to the sounds of birds, bees and bicycle bells, to the smell of flowers, to the sight and smile of smiles, and to a world of well-being, and it is that vision that keeps me going. We can't all do what Marcus and Morgan did, but we can envision the future we want and work towards it. And that is what they would want. That's what the world needs. So I say, find your vision, find your gift, find your resilience and your passion, and fly with it, but preferably not in a plane. I'm going to leave you with a song. Marcus is also a musician. That's how we met. This is a tribute to the extraordinary musician and campaigner for justice, Nina Simone. And I hope she won't mind that I've changed the lyrics to honour my partner, Marcus. It might be useful for you to know that Marcus prefers bare feet to wearing shoes. Just for the lyrics of the song. Okay, new microphone, let's check the sound. Piano's not on yet. Oh. Okay. First of all, can you hear the piano? Do you need it a bit louder? Okay. Can you hear all the words when I sing? Because that's very important. Unless you understand sign language, which is great. My baby don't care for shows. My baby don't care for clothes. My baby just cares for trees. My baby don't care for cars and races. My baby don't care for, oh, he don't care for high tall places. Oh, Richie Sunak is not his style, and neither Teresa Coffey's smile. There's something he can't see. My baby don't care, who knows it? My baby just cares for bees.
trees, seas, beams, and me. Thank you.
Another big round of applause for Holly. Huge round of applause. I've known Marcus for quite a long time, since he first came and walked into the XR office that was back then in London Fields, barefoot as always, and we've taken action for a long time together. And we spent about 6 months where we didn't really talk, not for any reason, we were just doing other things. And then I phoned him up and I said, "Oh, how are you doing?" And he said, "Rob, I'm in love." And it's really good. It's the way he experiences things. It's that absolute beauty that he sees, that anyone who's met him and spoken to him and been listened to by him will really understand. And the person he was in love with was, of course, Holly. Thank you, Holly. I want to give a really big shout out to Rebels in Prison Support, RIPS. If you can look them up on Facebook or online, they do a lot of work for Rebels in Prison. They need donations, anything to keep them going. It's a really important lifeline for Rebels in Prison. I just want to say I accidentally lied to you earlier. We are all committed to telling the truth in Extinction Rebellion, but I made a mistake and the march had to go off. So if anyone did want to join the march, it's heading up Whitehall now, and then it's going to turn right down the Strand and then go back to Jubilee Gardens and then come all the way back here. So you can always meet it at the end by staying here, or you can chase after it, and I'm really sorry for getting that slightly wrong. The other thing you can do, which is really exciting, is you can join the green carding action. If you don't know what green carding is, it means going into Parliament itself. You go up to the desk in the main atrium and you say, "Can I have a green card? I want to speak to my Member of Parliament." And they have to respond to you. If they're in Parliament, they should really come and see you, or they send someone to come and see you to arrange an appointment. But there are materials for that. If you want to find out about the action, go up to the welcome tent up there, and there's more people to give you stuff about that action. If you want to hear MP Nadia Whittam speak, she's speaking at the DFE picket, the Department for Education picket, which is just, if you've gone down to Victoria Street and you turn down left down Great Peter Street, you'll find it there. But there's an amazing programme happening here, and I just want to remind everyone to be back here by 4:30, if not earlier. The programme is going to go all the way through now. There's a massive programme from 3, but we've got amazing people lined up. So if you can stay here, that's wonderful. There's going to be loads of stuff going on, but the finale is what I was getting to, is at 4:30 until 5 o'clock. And then after that, you're going to really want to be here for that. Just to remind you, we've given the government a very reasonable demand that we want to have a response to by 5 p.m. today. We have, I've just checked the email, heard nothing from anyone. So we are still waiting to hear from that. We have quit public disruption to make this the most accessible event we've ever done. But the media are not talking enough about it. The government are still not listening to us. And it's not like we've given them just a few days to respond to our demand. They declared a climate emergency 4 years ago, and nothing has happened. The world is getting hotter quicker. So please stay here, stay involved, listen to an amazing programme. We've got an amazing band coming up next, and Kimani's going to introduce them.
What can I say? Thank you again, Holly and Rob. Absolutely astounding. I feel very emotional. If you're wanting to stay here, we've got an amazing band coming up right now. Please come forward, be an audience, settle yourselves in. And whilst we're getting them set up, I would love you to sing a song with me.